Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're rewinding the clock back to 1989 for one of the most iconic moments in basketball history.
One they just call the shot.
That's right, the shot. We're talking Game 5 of the NBA playoffs.
Chicago Bulls versus the Cleveland Cavaliers.
The series is tied 2-2.
And the tension. Oh, you could cut it with a knife.
We're going to break down exactly why this shot became the shot.
Why are we still talking about it after all these decades? Well,
Buckle up.
because you might be surprised to learn that this wasn't some David versus Goliath story.
Oh,
The Cavs were actually the favorites going into this.
really? I didn't realize that.
They'd swept the Bulls 6-0 in the regular season.
Wow, okay, so.
Yeah, they were feeling themselves. So confident, in fact, that they rested their star players in that final game against Chicago.
Can you imagine that level of swagger?
I mean, it definitely adds fuel to the fire, right?
Totally. So underdog Bulls against this seemingly unstoppable Cavs team in a do-or-die Game 5.
Atmosphere at Richfield Coliseum must have been electric.
Sold-out crowd.
And you know the score's going back and forth as the clock ticks down.
I bet that was intense.
Oh, goosebumps just thinking about it.
So 3 seconds left on the clock. Bulls are down by 1.
Jordan gets the inbounds pass.
Double-teamed immediately by the Cavs.
Dribbles to the free throw line.
And this is where it gets good.
Now, Jordan, he wasn't just relying on athleticism here.
Yeah.
This was strategy. This was technique. He uses this subtle push-off on Larry Nance.
To get some space.
Just a sliver.
Yeah.
Then he does this lightning-fast crossover.
To get past Elo.
Classic Jordan. Power and finesse.
All happening so fast. Clock's still ticking.
Crowd is going wild.
Everyone's holding their breath. Jordan rises up, releases the ball.
And you know, Eklo actually contested this shot pretty well.
He did.
But Jordan's hang time, his ability to shoot on the way down, phenomenal.
Most players, they release at the top, right?
Exactly, but Jordan had this technique, shooting on the descent.
Gives him that extra split second.
Super difficult to block.
And then, net ripples, buzzer sounds.
Bulls win.
101 to 100.
The kind of moment that just gives you chills, even watching the replay.
It really is.
And what people often miss, this wasn't just about athleticism.
Right.
There was strategic play calling involved here. The play they ran, it was called Chicago.
I've heard of that one. Simple but effective.
Exactly. Gave Jordan options. Take the jumper, drive to the basket, pass to an open teammate.
So not just Jordan going rogue.
No, this was team strategy, trust in their star player.
Chicago gave him that freedom, huh? To read the defense, make a decision in a split second.
Under immense pressure. And he chose to take the shot that changed NBA history.
That he did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that iconic image of Jordan? You know, him leaping in the air, fist pumping.
Yeah.
It wasn't actually broadcast live.
Nope. They got the shot itself, of course.
Right.
But that specific celebration, staged later.
Really?
Yeah, for a Nike ad. And then they used it for the NBA on NBC's opening.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah. It's wild how these images, they become so ingrained in our memory.
Totally.
Even if they're kind of manufactured after the fact.
It's the power of visuals, I guess.
For sure, a single image to sum up an entire moment.
An entire feeling.
Victory clutch performance.
Jordan himself, basically.
It's true. And speaking of perceptions, gotta talk about Craig Elo.
The guy who Jordan scored on, right?
Yeah. He actually played amazingly that game.
Really?
He even scored the go-ahead basket just moments before.
Oh, wow.
But all anyone remembers is that he was on the losing end of this iconic play.
It's kind of a bummer when you think about it.
It is. A single moment overshadowing an entire performance. But that's sports, right?
Highs and lows.
The triumphs and heartbreaks. It makes you think about how these narratives get formed.
And how they shape our understanding of history.
And that brings us to the legacy of the shot itself. Because it wasn't just a game winner, it was a turning point. For Jordan, for the Bulls.
For the whole NBA, I'd argue.
Oh, absolutely. Launched Jordan into superstardom. Cemented his image as this clutch performer.
The guy who thrived under pressure.
And for the Bulls, it signaled the start of something big. The dynasty years.
Because before the shot, they were the underdogs.
Scrappy, always fighting for recognition.
Right.
After, they became the team to beat. 6 championships in the 90s.
It's incredible. And the shot really feels like a catalyst for that success.
Gave them the confidence, the swagger, the belief that they could overcome anything.
Shifted the balance of power in the East.
The dawn of a new era.
And just in case anyone doubted Jordan could do it again.
Oh, yeah?
He did. 1993, another series-winning buzzer beater.
Against the Cavs.
Same end of the court.
Same building even.
Deja vu much.
It's poetic almost. Testament to Jordan's consistency.
His dominance.
The ability to deliver when it mattered most. You know, we've talked about the context, the skill, the aftermath.
Yeah.
But what gets me is the psychological side of it all. Imagine being Jordan in that moment.
Game on the line.
Millions watching.
The pressure must be insane.
The definition of clutch performance.
Right. To rise to the occasion under that kind of stress.
And there's no single explanation for it. Some athletes thrive in those situations, others fall apart.
So what was it about Jordan?
What allowed him to consistently nail those clutch moments? Was it just talent?
Or something more?
It was a few things. First, his work ethic. Jordan was famous for it.
Always pushing himself.
Relentless.
Yeah.
And that gave him this well of confidence to draw on when it mattered.
Yeah, like unshakable belief in himself.
Right. Built through all that hard work.
And then you add in his, competitive fire? That refusal to lose.
Jordan actually had a quote about this. He said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed."
Man, chills every time I hear that.
It really shows you, resilience turning setbacks into fuel.
But there's also the mental side of it. How he stayed so focused under pressure.
Composed. In those moments, it was like he blocked everything else out.
Tunnel vision.
Just him, the ball, in the basket. Like some Zen master or something.
That's a skill in itself, isn't it? To find that quiet in your mind when everything's on the line.
It really is. And something we can all learn from, even if we're not taking game-winning shots.
True.
Big presentation at work, tough exam, even just everyday life.
Being able to stay calm and focused can make all the difference.
Absolutely. So we've covered a lot of ground here. Athleticism,
Strategy.
cultural impact.
Even the psychology of it all.
The shot is so much more than just a highlight.
It's about human potential.
The power of perseverance.
What can happen when the pressure's on. But there's one perspective we haven't really touched on.
Oh.
Craig Elos. The guy on the other end of the shot.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement, forget there's another side to the story.
Imagine what that must have been like for him. All the replays, the what-ifs.
Yeah. A good reminder that even in victory, there are other stories playing out.
Different experiences.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this deep dive, think about the shot as more than just a moment of triumph.
It's really a whole mix of emotions.
Elation, years of dedication leading up to that 1 second.
Yeah. It goes way beyond the game itself.
Shows us the complexity of competition, what resilience means.
And how these fleeting moments can have a lasting impact.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So we'll leave you all to think about the many layers of the shot.
Keep exploring. Keep asking questions.
And until next time.
Keep diving deep.